It's interesting you talk about ownership. A very viral topic that's been going on. We actually haven't touched on it. It's been going on for a minute. Everybody's favorite internet uncle, Mr.Tenderism.
Damn.
He's been having his own discussions and conversations about ownership,
Right.
equity within a company. He recently left his previous place of employment. I don't know exactly what the relationship was, business partner, that he obviously blew up. Everybody is no stranger to Tenderism. Destination #1 in the nation. You know, he was
Right.
at the Destination Smokehouse spot. And then there was a lot of conversations. I think it stemmed, people were just making observations. And then Keith Lee visited, obviously, you know, probably #1 food person, food critic on social media, visited, had his own interaction where he wanted to, you know, interact with, I think Unk's name is Walter Johnson, wanted to interact with Mr. Johnson, give him a tip, show his appreciation, and that wasn't allowed. It seems like from that point, it kind of escalated to where we're at now with Unk not being a part of the organization anymore. Are you familiar with this? Have you seen the whole Mr. Tenderism thing?
I am familiar with it, and I just feel like at the end of the day, you got to beat people to the punch. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like you have to seize the opportunity and then maximize it.
Right.
You know, it's. I just feel bad that he didn't go after it first. You know, he didn't, because he made it. He was the face. So if it wasn't for him, there would be no Smokehouse Destination.
I disagree. I don't hear. I'm about to be a sellout. There goes Teddy being a sellout.
Fucking sellout.
I don't know, bro. It wasn't his restaurant.
So
I mean, he for sure put dude on to like certain ways of doing things. He for sure introduced like a new line of thinking in terms of the quality of the food, not taking any of that away. But the pure material resources, he was just talking about ownership, bro didn't own none of that shit. If it was up to just him and his idea, there would be no Destination Smokehouse. Destination Smokehouse may have lost quite a bit of popularity, but that shit is still up and running without Unk being there.
Okay,
and that's not to take away from, he obviously took that shit to the next level. He provided the virality. He provided the look that people came to associate with the business.
Right.
But just speaking from a pure ownership, dollars and cents standpoint, that wasn't his shit, never was his shit. It belonged to some white nigga named Nick the whole time.
I bet. Let's say if you was Nick, you still doing what Nick did, or you cutting Tenderism a check, or you cutting him a percent?
It's definitely a discussion. I wouldn't have handled it the same way. I think like he definitely was a bit bullheaded in terms of like, once you started seeing him more on the social media, you could tell, you know, like all up in the videos, he wanted to make a name for himself. He wanted to be viewed as a spokesperson as well. I would have handled that better. I'm letting Unk be the forefront. He'd have been able to do everything carte blanche with me. He could run it the way he feels like. He's obviously the expert in that. But, you know, sometimes you just got to let a good thing be a good thing. Like, I don't know why so many people took issue with Unk or viewed the business different when they found out that he didn't own it. Like,
hell
yeah,
need to own
that shit.
Man, I looked at it differently. I'm not gonna lie, because when I thought of Tenderism I thought of him. Like, that was my very first.
That's a spokesperson. That doesn't mean that you're the owner.
I agree. You can have ambassadors, but what I say, he brought the entire value. If it wasn't for him and his interaction, don't get me wrong, the cooks are the cooks, right? Cool. But he made the shit hot.
No, 100%.
He made it viral.
I'm not arguing with that at all.
Because of such, in my opinion, if I was fucking Nick, if I know this man just brought me how much money?
I mean, I don't know it was a significant difference.
Man,
I've seen it was up to like maybe like 1.1 million followers.
Man,
that shit done dipped like 100,000. It's been a sizable impact. I've seen videos, people posting that shit look empty now.
Great. I fucking love it, because at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer, karma. Life, this should come and this should come right back around. And it's like, the way that you treat others, just be mindful how this shit gonna come right back around, because you left the man out, right? Now he's out, he's partnering with a rapper, right?
Cartel Bo. That's another part, but it's like partnering to do what? Like I feel like he said in interviews, no, and like, and this is like, please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure y'all will in the comments, like, I don't think he has a desire to open up his own restaurant. He doesn't want to be, that's a whole thing, like the ownership of a restaurant. I think he was okay being the figurehead. I think he wanted some equity, and then after the popularity, obviously people was in his ear like, well, Unc, what's your contract look like? What you getting? So there was the people that put the noise in his ear. That's why I'm saying, like, obviously they was rocking out for years. His spot? I don't know if it's necessarily a trick out of his spot. Yeah, actually it is, because it was like, I think they were beneficial for one another. Like they was looking out for each other. Like
Who was winning more?
I mean, Nick for sure. Like it's like, I mean, we see it now. And I think Unc has plenty of opportunities and there's ways that it could have been worked out better. And I think even he said that in the interview, like, I mean, he's been doing around Shannon Sharp. He was on Sherry Shepherd's show, other podcasts. He's been doing his rounds. So, and all that's dope as fuck. All that should have been happening aligned with the Destination Smokehouse brand. So, I mean, I understand like if there was certain contractual things in place where he wasn't allowed to do that with the brand, that's fucked up. Of course, leave. But I don't know if that's what it was. Like they put out a video themselves saying that they never prevented him from doing things. He was well aware of the trademark of tenderism, them doing that shit. That's what Nick is saying about Walt, that he knew that they was trademarking the shit. So I don't know, man. Like if it's like him being well aware of what's going on with the business and it's just social media and people pumping him up for what? Like it doesn't look like, I mean, I might be wrong, but is he going to open a restaurant?
I hope so. I hope
that's not what I've seen. I've seen this nigga dancing with Ronald Isley's wife, cooking ribs for Ronald Isley, dancing with Groovin' Gorilla. I don't know, man. I don't fuck with Groovin' Gorilla. Groovin' Gorilla is worse than Nick, bro. You want to see Unc out here dancing with Groovin' Gorilla as opposed to like being a figurehead and leading a business?
Look, I want to see Unc win. And whatever win means, I just want to see you win.
But that's like, bro, who are we? Like, and like, who are we? Like, that's why I think, I'm sure I'm gonna get called a sellout for this. Like, bro, who the fuck is like niggas to tell you what winning is for you, bro? Like, you don't decide what winning is for me.
Clearly, he felt the way. That he wasn't winning, so that's why he took it.
Eventually, but, not the whole time. Like, it was like,
why? Because Nick said it.
No, because he was saying they did plenty of videos together saying that they had a good situation.
If it was good, then why he leave?
I think the noise got too loud.
So he got
Keith Lee commented. Keith Lee saying, "I was here to give you $4,000. I couldn't give it to you." It's all the comments is crazy. The comments
got tricked out of the spot, huh?
I mean, I feel like it was some real divisive shit going on. Not to say that Nick was 100% playing the situation fairly. Not to say that Unc should have been compensated more. I'm 100% with you on the compensation piece. Compensation and ownership are two different things. You could compensate an employee fairly and set an employee up to where they understand that their value is neck and neck with what is making this business pop without necessarily having an ownership stake. Sure, you could do that with an ownership stake and that only makes the situation more real, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like those two things aren't mutually inclusive of one another. Like that, it doesn't all have to be happening just for, it seemed like it got to a point where the internet, I think that was the internet ruining a good thing. I mean, in my personal opinion, this nigga's out here dancing with Groovin' Gorilla, running around with fucking tomahawk steaks and niggas twerking on the ground. Like what is, this shit is not a good look.
My takeaway from this entire situation is,
bro, 73 years old too, man. Like, why they running this man into the ground? I mean, if you want to work, bro, do your thing. Obviously, I support you 100%. This is like
my viewpoint is that they had a man that may have not been fully aware of the business side of things, and the other people, Nick, maybe that was his cup of tea. He saw the opportunity. He maximized the opportunity.
Right.
He took advantage of that man's lack of knowledge when it comes to business, because at the end of the day, he was just a worker, right? And Nick was the owner, right? So I would assume Nick is more business savvy. I would only assume than brother. So it's like you took advantage of that, and then not only that, you wanna spin it to him so that it makes sense. But eventually, bro knew what the fuck was going on. And he moved the fuck around, because if he was really content, if he was happy with the situation,
100%,
he would have stayed. But he didn't. And he's voicing his reason why. And now he's even telling people, I'm the real tenderism. This is the real tenderism. And if it was something that was mutual, then, you know what I'm saying, you'll probably even create like a new word. But the fact that you're trying to highlight and focus that you are the real Mr. Tenderism, to me, that's a straight shot at Nick. And that, to me, again, I feel like Nick just took advantage of him when it came to business.
I don't disagree with that. That's not what I'm saying either. I'm just saying that, like, if the business is handled correctly, it doesn't need to be like he has to own it or he has to be the owner.
I'm not even saying
there's nothing wrong with being like a figurehead. I'm not gonna say mascot. Mascot sounds disrespectful. There's nothing wrong with being Colonel Sanders.
Ambassador.
Yeah, there's nothing
wrong.
You
can make him the ambassador, but best believe that shit better fluctuate and it better show within the earnings.
100%.
Meaning, if I made you a fucking $1 million, but last year you made $200,000, I better see something.
No,
I better
I
see
feel that.
something.
I feel that.
You know?
I guess maybe what I'm taking such an issue with is I feel like, and of course you can't say if you know what I'm saying, if my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle, but like if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, what?
If the niggas didn't go viral, if the shit wasn't going crazy,
we be here all day with the what ifs.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I think it's important here because like it was all this is social media hype. This isn't like, I feel like social media drove it wasn't like actual material problems, or it may have grown into that, but I feel like a lot of this shit is social media, bro. Don't nobody know what Uck wanted to really do. Don't nobody
Man,
people put ideas in bro head and like, what you talking about? All about the money and the fame. It's what it was, bro. Them niggas allowed the money and the fame to fuck up the winning team, bro.
You say he got tricked out of his spot. I say Nicky
It's not.
bogus.
I'm not saying he got tricked out of his spot completely. I just don't think it was like
he had influence.
Yeah,
and I'm saying
a lot
Nicky
of shit
bogus
going
as hell.
on around.
Nicky bogus, Nick.
Both could be true. I feel like both.
Pay
could
that
be
man
true.
what he deserves, man.